I'm a 40-plus yogi who was practicing since 2020. With few steps, the sensation of the foot touching the rough floor was what I could feel. Most of the time, my mind was focused on that feeling. I noted there is a liking towards the feeling of the foot not touching the floor, compared to when the foot touches the floor. The noise of the grass cutter took the awareness from the foot to the sound. Noted it arise, remain and disappeared. Noted the same sensation in the touch of the foot, where the sensation arises, remains for a split second, and then disappears. When observing this, the mind becomes still, with random thoughts coming and mindful sitting. Was seated for 1 hour during a period of chanting, and my awareness went to the breath. Closed the eyes and was looking at the breath. A pain arose on the leg, and it kept amplifying. Noted arise, movement, and how it disappeared. It kept coming up again, and this time it was so painful it kept going up towards the heart, and noted it becoming unbearable. Tried to focus on the pain, but the fear of death made the eyes open. Found myself covered in sweat and unable to move for a few minutes. Bhante, please advise how to overcome this fear, since I am unable to sit for over an hour post this experience. Much miracles.
So what did you mention about the fear? Are there any sentences indicating what is the kind of fear? Question, yes.
Fear of death.
Fear of
death.
That is a very beautiful thing. You have to read near-death experience. Now they have 35 years of research, how the people are achieving the death. And some of them, after the again recover like. And they also indicated, and National Telegraph is a professional newspaper. Their news, we can't quote it, but they have done experiment. 40% people go into the, heart stop level and again regain. 40% people till exactly the same. They are not meditators. They are going to some kind of a place away from your body, and you can sometimes look at your body and still you may be in the anesthesia or something like that, and again coming back. And when you away from the body, some people remember the early life, early stages of the life and past life. And they say, I was there, all the kind of thing. You can read many mention of Nissarana, it translated also. So much of stories. Now they are doing 40% of the places. The researchers have gone to that place, but they are mentioning for the past life, proved. No one is meditating. So we have a fear of death. That is fear of unknown. In meditation, we are slowly exposed into that. And that's the only place mind can go. Otherwise, mind is in a rut. We are just in a rat race. Weekly, we are doing the same thing. Of course, when you become elderly and become married, no way out. Unless otherwise you know how to do the outbound training and some kind of differences. But mindfulness is give everything free. So, fear of death is the main reason people are doing research. Not a single research is doing with the healthy mind. They are doing with fear. So their decision, the designing of the research is wrong, the assumption is wrong, interpretation is completely that false idea. Instead, Buddha gave noble quest. Be prepared for the death. We are very close to deathlessness. They have given the formula. If you are again and again contemplating about the death, and you are very close to deathlessness. So everyone accepts that is spiritual. That's very beyond human level. But being in the very human world, just like in the last report, you can go to unknown areas. We call addressless areas. And there the fear of death is happening. But the lucky thing is, if you are frequently experiencing it, you will develop familiarity to this unknown. That is how you can become immortal. And when I am learning, my teacher, as I mentioned, this was an Australian monk, he told whatever the meritorious deeds, whatever the skill you are developing, it is end with the death. But the mindfulness is the only thing, if you are not getting enlightened in this life, it can go through the death. And even the next life, if you are not enlightening and finishing, there's what you call phenomena, satupado. The death will be well managed with the experience of mindfulness. And next life you can reflect back and how that my death was such a disturbance. Kind of a good thing happened. I am in a very good place, heavenly place. Then he can remember, in the last life I have done some mindfulness. There are two Jataka stories, two discourses the Buddha is explaining. And there's a book called Where There Is No Doctor, Warren. I'd say little more than first aid, better you read it, very good English. And he says at last, everything finished, and now the death. And then be prepared. You have done everything you have to do, but anyway, it is inevitable. So don't panic. So I reprinted that. I put it in near my relatives when they die. I keep that in the coffee. Just read it. Nothing to panic. Every one of you are going to die. I have no any enmity with you. All you have to die. So why not prepare? Why not be prepared? So therefore, fear of death is a kind of a thing. Human beings are really suffering, but all the religious masters, they have talked with, and he says, being a good human, but nothing to worry, it will take care. Be prepared for that. And that where there is no doctor, that book says young children fear. And very elderly people in the near death, they also have no fear. But only the relatives. They are the people may be panicking. So when you are going to die, don't go to hospital or house, go to a forest. Die yourself. It's not so difficult rather than with the relatives right now. They are doing all the punishment scheduled at the head. Piercing needles, pouring something. Have you heard about the hell? අපාය ගැන අහලා තියෙනවනේ. ඒක ඔක්කොම ටික කරනවා මැරෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා හොස්පිටල් එකට ගිහින්. ඌව පැත්තේ එකක් ගන්නවා, කටින් එකක් ගන්නවා, බේත් දෙනවා, අනම්ම මනං කරලා. They are writing at last in the, you can either, there's one magazine article in the Times, right? They say they are writing to the hell, they are, nothing to worry, we have given all the punishment, you can relax. You go to the intensive care unit. You go to the disabled, not the disabled, mentally upset people. You go to a drug rehabilitation place. You go to Philadelphia. You can see how the people are living. They are zombies. No clothing. They are shitting on this thing. Sewage can, the drainage canal. People have to jump up on. And for them, death and this thing is no difference. That is the disorganized life. So therefore, fear of death is, I understand, every living being, not only human. We have, but in a religious way, in the how we call it, mindful way, you see death and the life is two sides of the same coin. You can't expect only the lights and no death. They are so close together. Our whole life, our whole show off is to keep the death away. You can't. It's always there. Be friendly with it. And then death is not much of a problem. about your preparedness. Simple answer is be prepared. And the early part and explaining how the breath, mindfulness on the breath developing. So much of things you have to learn. That means you are now introvert. What is happening when the breathing happens, long breath, short breath, heartbeat, all the kind of thing. Otherwise, you are utterly extrovert. Utterly lost. We call it eccentric. You are not mindful. So breath is not a beautiful one, but it's a very clear indication. Mind is inwardly very spiritual. So I really appreciate you young guys are giving this trial at least. Not the final aim, not the final winning, just exposed to this kind of. So therefore, mindfulness is a huge window opening. Please share it with others. That's an immeasurable knowledge you are having when you are doing mindfulness rather than the book knowledge. So therefore, appreciate your writing and your presentation. Please continue. And when you keep on advancing, all these answers will be naturally, all these questions will be naturally answered. Mindfulness is such a promise. We are moving.
So we have a few questions left from yesterday's discussion. The first one is, it's got two parts. What is the middle path of Buddhism and how do you... Middle path of Buddhism and how do you sustain equilibrium balance and how do you calibrate the middle path?
I will tell you a story. That I have a very, very nice Muslim friend and he's married to a Sri Lankan girl. So always we ask him to come and give the translation in our mindful sessions, school. We have sessions. Well, a long time he was not happy with me and 2-3 years he never talked. One day he came to Candy Place and I told him, thank you very much you are coming because we are now going to different places. We need the Tamil people can explain mindfulness and it's a very good practice. He says one day he went to Akkarepattu, that's the place where his mother is living. So seeing that mother was so unhappy, telling that you are not attending the church also. And they are doing 5 times going Salate the Friday. Other times when everything happens, they have to do their prostration and everything. And then he told, no problem, I can go to the church, no problem. No, you are not doing, I know. You are now practicing this mindfulness and no, I will go. So they are standing shoulder by shoulder, queues, and they pay respect to the area, the direction where the Maha is. So when he was doing, he did mindfully, bending, prostrating, and coming back. And other people are doing in the autopiloting mode. Everyone noticed this man came very recently, today only to the service. And he is doing very carefully. And people ask him, where are you from? No, that house is my mother's house. I am living in Kandy. And therefore I paid a visit, so I came there, okay. But I found that you are doing it very seriously. So he told, I am doing mindfully. I do slowly, mindfully, silently. And then there is one group telling that they are very elder, very learned people. We call mullahs or we call ulamas. They are full words. And he told that these people introduced him to them and asking question. This son was spiritually well educated. The ulamas questioned him and they found this son practices so hard. And he is very happy to have a discussion with you because you have some practice. We are just doing the salate. And one important thing is, people are coming regularly to the church, they are never serious. They just come and do the thing. Serious people know the Dhamma, never go to church. But you can do both. You can come and do the salate as well as you are educated. And discussion went on. Then he quoted the question, he quoted the story. He says not the Al-Quran. Al-Quran is a sacred book, but it is written by the Nabi, the leader, his own writing. And he says one day a person died and then taken to the final judgment. And there's one Gabriel, that means the angel, writing his old mistakes. Other one is writing all the good things. And the God do the finalization, ask that person, have you written all the bad things? Yes. Asking, have you written all the good things? Yes. Are you sure? Yes, we are very obedient. Then he says, what about the no good, no bad things? No one knows. Then the God mentioned, there's the place, God is there. You people are bloody fools, no good and bad. But you don't know what is no good, no bad. So therefore our all good and bad knowledge is giving a projection. There are a lot of areas, no good, no bad. That's what you call middle path. So therefore we are very rushing, we are very decisive, we are very premeditated about what is bad. Exactly the what is good. So as indicators, you have to understand huge area which is not belongs to good and bad, which is not good, belongs to pleasure and pain. We call no pleasure, no pain. We are not belongs to sanya, neva sanya, na sanya. There is no sanya or no not sanya. So likewise, everywhere where there is two extremes, there is in between. That is the missing the bus. That's the part science lost. They found gravity, they found this and that, everything material, collapsing to matter they can do. But when you are going to the atomic, subatomic particles, it is immeasurable. They can't say it's energy or a matter. Now it is leading to the quantum theory. Quantum-based theories are committing suicide. They can't find. Finding what? Finding the middle path. That's nothing called good, nothing called bad. So this is the area our mind is evolving. So therefore, I hope you people, everyone knows what is good, what is bad. That is just to say, you have to assimilate in that middle, no good, no bad, no pain, no pleasure situation. It's very boring. Very, very monotonous. Very, very slimy. Very, very sleepy. You feel like lost. You feel like decast. This is the area we have to familiarize. Otherwise, we will go in a go-go show, in entertaining, but burning the candle from both the ends, not lasting. So therefore, understand the good and the bad. Don't try to avoid bad. Please. Then you can't have a balance. Good and the bad. And the question is the middle part. And you are the assimilator. I am just giving a hint. This is one of my batchmates. We were being in roommates. And we know how much we have fight each other 50 years before. He's a Catholic. So still we are friends. If you have any question about my past, he can give a very good character certificate. Because when the exams, nearing exams, only I go to the hostels. Otherwise it's a walking distance to my house. So at that time we get together and we call cramming. Keep on going to the library and all the kind of thing. So we are so intimate. Anyone already in the university? Two. Three. So you know now in Peradeniya University, we both is the Peradeniya University, 8 people committed suicide last year. 4 children from the medical engineering faculty. Now engineering faculty dean is one of my best friends. So we go and discussed it. Royal College, one boy, Visaka, Candy, Hamaya, high school, one girl. So they don't know why. They don't know, no good, no bad area. This is like that. This is like a decasting. It is like a lost. It is like a boring. It is like monotonous. So in meditation, we are slowly familiarizing. Very difficult to define the middle path. Only we can define the good and the bad. So therefore, entertain your life, please. Don't hate it. It will be something very beautiful if you know the middle path. If you go to the extreme, it is the burning the candle from both the ends. But no one is there to indicate the middle path, because the outside world, they are completely forgotten about that. Today, education is completely a mess. They are pulling you to the extremes and never allow you to be in the middle area. So I think all the masters try to mention, but that idea is not so popular. People are happy with the extremes. With the help of extreme, with the light of the extremes, you have to assimilate your middle path. It is not a concrete, solid path. It is an evolving thing. Slowly, it is leading to the more and more subtle things. We are moving good.
Okay. Should you apply loving kindness to something or someone because you can't be aware of the feeling that you're experiencing?
That means how to correlate mindfulness with the compassion. Then you may repeat the question, please.
Should you apply loving kindness to something or someone because you can't be aware of the feeling that you're experiencing?
You can't hear, you can't see the experience. What's the last few words?
Because you can't be aware of the feeling that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
That you're feeling.
Now I am going to be compassionate to other person. So question is, how can we do? Because I can't have the proper feeling and the situation of the other person or my feeling. The question is not defining that. Who is writing it?
Bante, the question was, there have been some misunderstanding and some anger between two people. Yes, between two people. And instead of, being aware of feelings that is going through, because you can't do it, whether it is okay to express loving kindness.
No, it is like cosmetics. Internally you are full filthy things. Outside you are doing cosmetics, everything. It won't make anything internal. It is only superficial. So that compassion I hate. Because my name was Karunaratna. After the ordination, no compassion. Even to the hate, even to the love. Just camouflage, you are cheating yourself. Compassion is a product of hate. It's well expressed in Vanchanika Dhamma. Instead, be with him with no good, no bad, no compassion or no hate. It's difficult, just like the middle path. The Buddha mentioned about the compassion very highly. Many people are taken. I can mention it, but it may be, you may take it personally. The compassion, the perverted form is compassion is killing. Have you heard about the euthanasia? What do you mean? What is the meaning of euthanasia? Anyone? Yes?
Whenever we die, right? The person.
The terminal, it is slowly going. The euthanasia people, do you have the idea to remove his plug or to let him die? Or you are just let it happen in the natural way? That's very expensive. He's occupying a ICU car, ICU seat, and very expensive. So euthanasia is, under the present day hospice and the palliative care, it's a very dragging situation. So some provinces in America says the patient is having the idea to write it. He has to write the will. And some provinces says if the brain is gone, you can kill, no problem. Other people say if the heart is broken, not available, not functioning with the iron heart, you can kill. No conclusion. And family members are in other chaos situation. They don't know what to do. So therefore, compassion in the very gross area in our day-to-day life is something. But it's going to the very fringe areas, very difficult. Decision is coming out of head. Because all the decisions coming because of your self-love. The outside person is just a example. So you feel hurt, that is why you do this good or bad. Uchinda siniyamattuno usukan saradikam kumudan saradikam panna. The Buddha says first and foremost, understand whatever you are doing out of your self-love. Self-love. The second party is yet another example that your first and foremost thing is your egotism. So those two people have not proper understood about the egoism, and egocentric ideas. They will quickly come and decide this and that, but they are doing out of this confused mind. Now the medical science has gone to that area. In UK, so much of elderly people, heavy population, so much in the palliative care. Only Sri Lankan and some 2 countries are very efficient. And some people are there in England always writing to me, and they say they are well-to-do. They are completely successful life, but now ending up with this hospice or house for elders, very difficult to satisfy them. They're completely hating the society. What happened after full successful life? So our girls and people go and try, and males, they never talk each other. Females are very angry, very difficult to satisfy. This is, unless otherwise mindfulness, very few days, few years time they resign, the caregivers. So therefore this compassion is I would say, when you are doing mindfulness, be choicelessly be aware. Don't try to be driven by emotions. Compassion is an emotion. So therefore, keep the compassion as much as far away and be aware, be mindful, be in the middle, just see, we call choiceless awareness. Choiceless to be aware, your body is urging, your mind is urging to do. Feel like it is to the outside compassion. No, you have your own self-egotistic idea. That is how this compassion coming out. So don't rush into that. Ask people to what to do and then let them do it. Don't get committed. That is my personal opinion. But I know there are huge, very famous masters. They are very happy with compassion. They are doing it. I am not going to deal with it or criticize with it, because I call be mindful, mind your own business. I have written a book. So it appears like a very arrogant and very not compassion-like. And that book has been translated into Sinhala, the poetic language. Be mindful and mind your own business. It may be too much, So therefore, ask that question from maybe Dhammarakita or someone, he will give a better answer, something tasty answers. Mine is very dry because my bad name, Karma. Yes, we are moving.
Okay, this is the last question, and it's about how we do mindful walking. So, why do we walk in a straight line? Why don't we swing our arms? And why do we keep our eyesight in a specific distance?
Last sentence again, please. Why?
Why do we keep our eyesight in a specific distance?
It's open.
Eyesight in about 2 meters ahead, we say.
Yeah, because if you look at the leg, the star muscles will get disturbed. If you're looking at the leg itself, this muscle. If you look at the directly parallel, the lot of objects will come into your mind. So in between, directly looking here and there, it's called downcast. Look at the 45 degrees angle. But it is just the beginners. Walk with the closed eyes. When Jnanarama has written, don't do it. I am his disciple, I am telling do it. And then you are in a completely different way. We have a small machine. We have a small machine called brainwave starter. And it is measuring 4 waves, alpha, beta, theta, gamma, or something like that. And specifically we do in sitting meditation. And you put, it's just like a Ellis band that girls are doing. It's a very simple machine. Soon you close your eyes, beta waves are stopping. And the alpha, beta, alpha, theta, gamma working. And the theta is not relevant to the question. Sometimes become very, very active, very vigilant, very diligent. So it's a completely calm down or concentrated. So we have done it, and we are doing most of the yogis in there, and those who are volunteering to do it. Then you can see how the mind is working. Our most of the agitation or defilements coming through eye doors. This is what we call most precious thing. And that is the place where a lot of defilements are coming. If you go to Times Square, you can see all the buildings are glazing, or every building walls are a television screen, showing everything, and we go there, lucky enough, no vehicles. People are amazed. Where to look into? And ultimately you get lost like. So closing your eyes is your volunteer job. In walking meditation it says don't do it, because if you practice with closed eyes, you see my body is wavering and the steadiness will be disturbed. Therefore it says look at the 45 degrees angle, downcast eyes.
There were 2 other sections in that question, Bhante. Why we walk in a straight line?
A straight line also, that when it is wavering or hilly or down, mind has to calculate a lot. Straightforward, flat land, no thorny other kind of thing, give a very simple task to the mind. Walking only. The climbing up, climbing down, and turning all the time, otherwise mind has to be get involved. This is just physical work. And giving a just physical work, and look at your mind, how when you are doing a simple task, how the mind is working.
The other part of the question is, why don't we swing our arms, and why do we keep them in a specific place?
Why don't you
swing your arms, and why do you have to keep them in a specific place?
Without swinging, why do we keep it folded?
That is also when you are swinging. මම දාන ගන්නකොට මම දැක්කම මේ අපේ කොල්ලෙක් එනවා උඩහට. මේක තමයි එන්නේ මම බලන්නේ හිටියා මටත් හරි ආසයි තුන බලන්න. ඒ විදිහට කාලයක් අපිටත් තිබුණා. අත් දෙක විසි කර එනවා. So then your main focus is not legs, it is going to the either eyes or hearing or arms. And so therefore it says cut them off as much as possible and just give the attention to the just mere walking. And that why you should swing your arms. It's been one sentence is put into that the video also. If it is swinging, mind will be distorted to this other activities like other legs. So it is better start with legs. And when the mindfulness is increasing and diversifying, that is not a must. You can do as you like. I think many of you all are doing that, not very serious about the eyesight or the arms. But even then, we appreciate that walking meditation, even with little distortion. No problem.
That's all the questions that we have.
Good. Now we have about 10 minutes. Still, I am not happy because I feel I have not developed enough rapport. We had no discussions. I'm just bombarding what I know, and you write it and you go to sleep. But if you have to have a discussion, it will be very lively and that you may teach something to me rather than I am going to teach you.